All right, first things first, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm
Hi,
good.
I'm
And you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Very good, thanks. And you?
I'm okay. I'm very good actually. So before we get into this whole project, Yellockdown that you've been working on these last couple of months, I'd like to jump back to the beginning a little bit. Now, you moved to Belgium at an early age. What were your musical memories of that time? What was music around in kind of that transition phase for you? Because you were still
Um,
very young, right?
yeah, I was 8, and Alban was 6,
Okay.
and yeah, but music was there, but not like that much. It was like really listening to music and like
Yeah, because
everyone, I guess.
our parents were not like listening to a lot of music. They were listening to music, but I think like everyone,
Yeah,
listening to radio stuff or
Right.
to. They were not like digging for a small artist or something. So we
yeah.
were not like surrounded by music.
Hmm.
It happened a bit later.
Yeah, with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it that kind of made that connection for you then? When because like you say, you just kind of have music around you like everybody else. I mean, you hear music on the radio, that kind of stuff. When did it become something more than that for you?
I think first time was when we like started to listen to a lot of music with friends and like discover new music, new artists, and we were like really interested by music, really
Yeah.
much more into it than before. We started like being really curious, and yeah, music became like one of our main interests.
Yeah.
And did you think about making music then immediately around that time, or did that come later?
Later, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It came out later because we had friends in the neighborhood that were starting to play guitar and
Mm.
instruments, so we were a bit curious to learn how to play it as well. So it came like really like it
Like
was
more like a game or something
yeah,
like
Mm.
this,
yeah,
like discovering a new game or a new toy.
yeah. I think
Sure,
maybe
sure.
if we didn't met those people, maybe we'd never would have started music.
Hmm.
Okay. And now one of the people, because the first track you released was Pollen, right? And this is with Le Motel, who is from that same area, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we know each other
We
for
were
20 years now.
we
Okay.
were neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how did that work? How did it, like you say, you kind of get to know people who are also into music and you start, what was that like to kind of create something for the first time, to kind of start with nothing and then at the end have a song or have something?
Was Actually, it was amazing because we just started. For example, the Pollen track with Le Motel. We were like, yeah, it would be nice to make some music together. So we just were in a room and we started like from scratch. And yeah, you never know what happens.
Mm.
And this happened, and it was like we're actually surprised that it was possible to make music in that way and create something. And yeah.
Yeah, it was also really fast because
Hmm.
we wanted to make it in one day,
Mm.
and we realized that it was possible to make a track in one day. So it was really motivating for
Yeah.
the future.
Mm. Well, that's an interesting thought because, in essence, that's what you've done now with this new project, Your Lockdown, where
Yeah,
you also wanted to make a song and it just take 24 hours for it. So what is it about kind of that urgency in a way that makes that a good time frame for you to make a song?
I think it was because we really wanted to have the same vibe that we had um, those years when we were just making music like for fun. And
yeah, to have something really easy and spontaneous.
yeah, it's much more. I think it's much more natural to do it like that. It wasn't like, yeah, it wasn't like to rush this 1 day challenge. It was more to stick with the first feeling. And for us, it's like almost every time the first feeling is like the more natural one. To not overthink too much and just go with the flow.
Well, that's an interesting kind of that word overthinking. So is that kind of to prevent you from because essentially when you're in behind the computer you can do anything you like. So is that kind of to prevent you to go on too long and to
exactly,
yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Because when you're in the studio or releasing, when you want to release like official EP or album, you overthink too much, I think.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice, but it's hard to go back to the spontaneous thing when you like in a official releasing.
You want to make it more perfect and every time add some stuff, add some synth, some keys, some drums.
It's always like it could be better. So you wanna like think and add some stuff, but it's also nice just to not think too much, to just release the music.
In that sense, because you've had a couple EPs now over the years, and do you put a lot of pressure on yourselves in a way, or do you, like you say, try not to do that?
Yeah, we try not to do
too
much pressure. Yeah.
No pressure. I think we just want to evolve musically. And if you can do that in like from a project to another to get better and get better, I think that's the main thing, the main goal. So if we can do that, we are already really happy. So we don't have the pressure to the pressure of the audience or the money or the just want to do the best music we can
and have fun. Really want to stick with that too.
Because you mentioned that you kind of wanted to recapture this feeling of just making a song in a day and that kind of sense. So is there something about kind of becoming part of the music industry where that gets lost a little bit in a way, if you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I read, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but that around, I think after the Blame EP, music was the priority of music was down a little bit. So how come? What happened in that time?
I think we were really hyped because it was the first time that we released on a nice label. It was on Majestic Casual. And we were like, okay, let's go for it. But we had actually any plans at that time, so we directly started to work on another project, but it was too much in the same vibe than the Blame one, and we were like, it wasn't really
and nice evolution. And as we said that we really want to after a project to make a better one, and that time it was not
we felt
that good, so we're a bit stuck.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's why we took a long time to do some more music, and also we had this transition between because before that music was more as a hobby, and we were like, maybe we want to make it more professional. So we took some time, but it was hard, and at the beginning it was hard, and maybe a little bit too much pressure. So well, at some point we decided to just take some time and do things better.
And then what you did, I think, is you kind of made the band a little bit, or made the sound a little bit more expansive. You took in other musicians. You kind of grew the sound. So
Yeah.
when it comes to those kind of things, because you have a lot of influences from hip hop to soul to whatever, how do you kind of navigate where you want to go in terms of the sound of what you're doing? And then, like you say, you try to build upon what you've done before. So how do you kind of figure that out? Is it just trying out things?
I think so, yeah, mainly.
Yeah, I think it's just trying stuff, and it comes naturally, I think, every time.
Yeah. And we see where it goes, and at some point we have many songs that are in the same vibe, and
because sometimes we can try or begin a track, and then after the track is becoming going in another direction, and it's just like experimenting.
A lot of stuff.
And so yes, then the EP Goldress, which was released earlier this year.
Yeah.
Now, after making this Yellockdown kind of series, then this project, how do you look back at that EP? Because it's not that old in a sense. It's still very fresh. So how do you look after making all these other songs? How do you look back at that EP?
For me, it's changed a little bit my mindset, my creative mindset, because it was like really, actually we were surprised that it can be simple. You know, you don't have especially need to be in a huge studio or to work with a lot of people. Like doing simple stuff can work as well.
That's what I thought that now that I look back to the Goldress EP, that maybe it could have been easier. I think it could take less time to, because now we know that we can do some songs that can sound professional with less like less investment, people, less just like from our house.
Yeah, I think if we made all these songs
in the studio,
if it was before in the studio,
it would have been completely different.
Yeah, and maybe the project would have been released like maybe in 2 years. I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, when kind of everything happened with Corona and kind of the world shut down, then did you immediately were you immediately quite positive and thinking, well, this is what we can do, but here's what we can do, and we have this technology available. So how did that process go from let's start doing a track a week and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it was really positive directly. So like, okay, now we have a lot of time. I was like, okay, it's nice to have all my days free. I can just make music.
Yeah.
So it was pretty positive.
Because we were like starting to have a lot of gigs and stuff. So it was hard to combine with making music and But first it was because we were scared of doing nothing, because everything was canceled, and we need to find something creative and something that could like the how can I say that where we were able to make music and to share new music, and that was the good plan.
And I think a big part of it is the collaborations that you did, because instead of kind of we're going to lock ourselves up in our own houses, we want to reach out to people. We want to see how we can work with people. So take me through that process. What was it? What was it about working with people in this time that interested you?
How was it to work
with other
with this distance calls process?
It was a bit weird, I think, for the first time we did it, because it was the first time at all. But it was also really nice because we saw that it was really easier than we thought to do it. was like really just easy. We were
Natural.
playing some drum loops and think like, oh, I like this one. I like
Yeah,
this
let's take
melody.
it.
And then we just sent some tracks to the people. They sent us the vocals, and we sent. It was like really easy because everyone had a lot of time, so it was like really, really easy to make to finish the track to talk about like some stuff that we wanted to change or so.
Yeah, the connection was really nice. We really felt that everybody was in the same situation, and it never really happens. That kind of things that really everyone is in the same situation, just stuck home. And we also knew that almost every artist were stuck, and they had all their gears at home as well. So it was really nice to do it. Everyone was able to work like we did, so we were like really in the same vibe.
Yeah, it was a really nice experience.
And I suppose what's fun about doing it this way is that you don't really, and especially doing it in 24 hours, is that you don't really know where a song will go. And so were you surprised by how some of the songs turned out?
Yeah, I think almost every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every time
in a good way.
Yeah, sure.
I remember we started like directly with a lot. Like the first days were like really busy because we wanted to have enough tracks to announce the project and say that from now on we're gonna release a lot of songs till the end of the lockdown. And so the first track, like the first 5-6 tracks were already sick for us, and we were like, dang. Really how it can work. We were really surprised because for any tracks we knew how it will end.
We never knew how it would end, and it was always like a
good surprise.
Yeah, good surprise. Really nice.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Which one, and this is always an unfair question, I suppose, but which one do you think kind of worked best, or which one do you think the end result is most of what you kind of wanted to get out of it once you started? Is there one that really sticks out for you?
Hard one.
It's a little bit unfair question because obviously you like all of them.
Dang, hard to tell.
Otherwise, I'll pick some because I have a couple favorites as well, so I can pick one if you want.
But I think the I would probably say, let's say like the fastest one we did was with the Black Wave.
Okay.
The one with Black Wave.
Yeah.
Was like so. But maybe it's because we already like collab before. But it was, I think, in 15 minutes we already had the.
Okay.
It was crazy, yeah.
Well, that's an interesting thought because let me ask it differently then. What have you learned about your own songwriting through this process? Have you discovered anything about your own process and the way you do things?
Yeah, a lot. Me personally, I wasn't like I didn't know that it could be like that simple in a way, because I was always like overthinking too much, and when every time like the first idea that I had, I was like, okay, I can do better than that. So I was like going like in different places. But now I was like really sticking with the first idea and trying to be creative like instantly. This whole project helped for that.
Right. And now you do. I think I'm not sure if this is the first time that you do, but there are a couple of tracks in French. So what was it like singing in kind of your native language or in the language that you're comfortable with?
Yeah, it was really interesting because we only had one track in French with Romeo Elvis, but it was in 2016.
Okay.
And we were always like, "Wow, don't want to sing in French. It's too hard. We don't know how to do it." And this lockdown project helped because we were really making music just for fun with no any pressure. And when we started, we didn't even know that it would be released and that we will be on all platforms and stuff. So it was really really nice, yeah, and unexpected. And I think it's because there were no pressure.
Yeah.
Did it change your lyric writing then? Because I can assume different languages, something different comes out, right?
Yeah. I think so. It helped to be more. How can I say that? To have more inspiration and stuff. And it's also good to go back and take another path, and then go back to the comfortable one with different ideas and inspiration. And, yeah.
And now, when it comes to the lyrics, is this something you talk about amongst each other? Do you kind of discuss where a song is going lyrically, or is this something more that you do by yourself?
Yeah. It's more something that I do, but I know that he will agree in a way, because we love everything like the same way. So yeah, when he produces a beat, I'm like I know that I'm gonna like it.
So Alban, do you know what every song is about that he writes? Because I assume you write about your life and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So do you know? Because for instance, he comes with a song, and I mean, a lot of songs are about relationships. Do you kind of know? Oh, okay, he's talking about this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Mainly it's about that. Yeah.
It's nice to know the full thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense then, because obviously, like you say, you start writing in your bedroom, create a song when you're younger, and then kind of up to where you are here now. Now people can hear the songs, they can identify with the songs, they can hear stuff in it. What does that do to you? The fact that people can connect with kind of what you've made.
That's really nice, and that's also a bit weird because it's something that you did like in your room, and then it's like out to the world. And then it's a bit strange, but in a good way. It's always like a bit like weird because you know it's so well, and then people have like another eye on the track, and then but it's a really nice feeling. It's really nice to have like the feedbacks from different feedbacks from people, and
it's always a good feeling.
What is there one thing that maybe a fan or somebody has said to you about your music that you remember or that's stuck with you?
Actually, we always have nice feedbacks. Sometimes like crazy ones. I remember one was a girl sent us a message, and she was saying, "Yo guys, your music helped me heal of my cancer."
Okay.
I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Insane. It's crazy to have that.
And that's the interesting part about music, right? Kind of the way it can connect with people.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, I think after Blame, you took things a little bit more seriously, like you said. So, and now it's growing, and then you have this lockdown. Where do you see it going from here in that sense? Because now everything's been put on hold in a way, right? Because you had a whole tour planned in May, I think.
Yeah,
it's starting to start again. The gigs are starting to
to be reschedule.
Rescheduled, yeah. Slowly, but yeah, things are starting to go back like before.
Okay.
So we're not too afraid, I think. And now that we released music and we are making a lot of promo on this Yellockdown project, I think it's gonna put some light on the project. So hopefully, when this thing will be done, we'll be able to play some better gigs and stuff.
Probably, yeah. That was really a nice, yeah. Because now, if I'm not sure we would have been that far without this lockdown project.
So, yeah, it brought a lot. Even during this time, like with like blogs, articles, like radios. So we kept like pushing the projects even during the lockdown. So yeah.
So hopefully, when everything will go back to normal, it will be even better than before.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Last question then, because you mentioned earlier on that you try not to put too much pressure on yourselves. You try to kind of recapture that fun of making music.
Yep.
What is that's going to sound weird maybe, but what is the dream, so to say? What is kind of what you want to do with this whole music thing?
I think for me personally, it's to be able to travel all around the world with thanks to our music. That would be the main dream.
Yeah, to travel, to be able to live from it like your whole life. To buy a house, to buy a studio, to have a studio in your house.
Yeah.
Just to be able to make music like for living, travel, chill.
Keep on
that would be
sharing
the dream.
The music and play everywhere.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan.
That would be amazing, yeah.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.